There we go. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties. Comcast.
The best internet.
And our internet sucks.
Anyway.
All right, Trainer Talk Tuesday. Today we are talking about how discipline creates results. Last week it was all about how you've got to stop trying to use motivation to reach your goals. What you really need to use is, hey Christy, hey Molly.
Hi Christy, hi Molly.
What you really need to use.
Hey Shelby, I want to tell a story before we get started.
What story?
Well, everybody really likes the stories that I tell about you being a douche before we met.
No,
So I'm going to tell another story. This has really nothing to do with motivation or discipline.
Hey Amy.
It is fair.
Shelby. Oh, Shelby. Hey Shelby.
Because, well, speaking of motivation, discipline, I don't know what motivated me to be attracted to you based on many stories.
It was your discipline.
Anyway, okay, so I told you about my first experience of Michael. The second experience of Michael, I was working at a gym called Lifestyle Family Fitness. I worked the front desk, and he was the personal training.
What's up, Ashton? Ricky?
Can you stop interrupting me?
This isn't exactly. You can tell your story. Tell your story.
I have a witness. I have 3 witnesses. Anyway.
Your witnesses are your sister and
2 of your employees.
You're
interrupting me.
Sorry.
We got a really great deal as employees on personal training. So I wanted to get started. Me and my sister were going to do a buddy session. And one of the salespeople took us up to the personal training desk where a trainer named Keith was working, and Michael was like,
I love Keith.
In his locker.
Sorry.
Michael was in his locker with his back turned to us. And this other salesperson took me and my sister up to the training desk and pulled out the calendar, and we're looking at times to train with Keith. And all of a sudden, Michael shuts his locker and turns around and says, "Don't put them in my schedule. I don't have time to train them."
That is not how I said that, first of all. And
you can't even remember what you did yesterday. You're trying to talk to me about what you did 7 years ago. Anyway, no. And so, immediately I was like, who does he think he is? Not only do I think you're a douche from my first experience when you walk in the door and you think you're some celebrity. Now you think everybody wants to train with you.
Hold on. We already solved that. I was kind of a celebrity. Remember? We agreed to disagree.
I just died a little bit on the inside. Okay. Now we can get to motivation discipline. I just wanted to share another story.
Okay, yeah. No, that's great. Hey, Jennifer. So today we're talking about the second part of last week, which was stop trying to use motivation to reach your goals and start focusing on discipline. Discipline is really where it's at. It's what's going to help you reach your goals. Discipline is basically taking action when you don't want to take action, when you don't want to do something. Hey, Karen. Hey, Amanda. And this happens actually decently quite often here at home because Audra does all of the cooking. And she's very disciplined about that. I know she's not motivated to cook all the food, but you do a great job.
To be fair, I meal prep, and it takes about 6 hours of my time every Sunday.
A long time. And
it's terrible, and I'm in a bad mood the entire time I
don't know if bad is the right. It'd be like awful or
the worst. The worst mood.
But anyways, so she's very disciplined at doing that. But since she does all the cooking, I do all the cleaning. And Audra's a very clean cooker. So when I look at when I look at the kitchen and it looks like a Tasmanian devil has gone through, I'm not super motivated to clean the kitchen. But obviously the discipline.
But he's scared of me. And
keeps me focused on getting the dishes done.
To be fair, when you're cooking, let me do this math real quick. 42 plus meals.
That's true.
At one time, and you're trying to multitask and throw something in the oven while cooking something on the stove and trying to get everything done as quick as possible. It's hard to keep it clean.
You were taught to clean by your mother. That is true. I was.
She did great. She did great at teaching it. He's a good cleaner.
I'm a good little cleaner. So anyways, so you've got to use discipline, and there's some different ways you can build discipline, obviously. Hey, Amy, there's, 4 or 5 different tips that we have today to help you start creating more discipline in your life and stop relying so much on motivation to get things done and to take action towards your goals. So the first one that we want to talk about is baby steps. Baby steps, basically you're not going to be able to take on everything at once, and this is very true for health and fitness. This is exactly how we teach people at UFit, and a lot of times, I can think of so many times that we've had to sit down with people and just explain, look, what you are doing is making a lifestyle change. This is going to take time. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that I hear it all the time from clients. I just have this all or nothing mentality.
All right.
And that is...
It's kind of good. In a way, it's good.
Yeah, but it's not how you should approach a long-term goal. Because if you're all or nothing, then you're either trying to do everything 100%, which you're going to get frustrated with because it's a learning process.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, it's a learning process.
And that's when you give up and it's nothing. So if you try all, you'll end up with nothing.
Right. Yeah, so you've got to take baby steps. And, one thing that we tell everybody, especially at UFit, is when you're taking baby steps on your fitness, it's one thing at a time. You're not going to lose 10 pounds a week. You're not going to completely revamp your eating habits in a week. We always tell everybody, start simple. Start by simply just tracking your food, and then we'll help you start managing the other pieces like your carbs, your fats, your proteins, and your total calories, so on and so forth. So just make sure you take baby steps.
Mm-hmm. The second one, build a routine.
Routines. I love routines. Routines are what?
I am not a routine person.
Oh yeah, no, I love routine. Routine is, I think that you get bored with routine actually.
Oh, I do.
Like
mundane tasks and all these. No, I'm like the creative one. I don't like mundane tasks,
but I like routine.
Do.
No, I like routine. I like being able to wake up at the same time every day and go to the gym at the same time and go to work at the same. That's what I like.
And
that.
Do the same things.
Oh. Okay, first of all, I am a little boring. What?
Sometimes.
Thank you for acknowledging that. But anyway, build a routine. You have to have a routine. You have to have a routine around your fitness goals, in the sense of, it's a lifestyle. It's not, let me lose 30 or 40, 50 pounds and then I get to stop. It's something that you got to build into your life. And, I always tell people too, you're much better building a routine to where you can lose 50 or 60 pounds in a year and keep that off than to try to cram it all in, lose 50 or 60 pounds in 6 months, and then gain it all back. Because, you literally don't have... that you will not be motivated by that. You will lose all motivation that you ever had and any discipline probably as well.
Yeah, it's about finding that balance too, because you want to create that routine in order to sustain it in the long term. Otherwise, you are going to yo-yo back to where you were. Right. You have to find something that works for you and your lifestyle as you're trying to change it, something that you can maintain, or else you will end up putting back on the weight. And then that just creates frustration, and getting on the wagon at that point is even harder than it was before.
Yeah.
And it creates so much more stress than if you just find something that works for you that you can maintain for the rest of your life.
Right, absolutely. One of my favorites, actually, that we're going to talk about next is get basically a deliberate exception. So create or have deliberate exceptions. And one of those would be a cheat meal, which are my favorite. You should always create time to have cheat meals, recover, make sure that...
Real quick.
Yes.
He said cheat meal, not cheat day. So
cheat week.
A lot of people will plan an entire cheat day, and you can derail a week's worth of progress in a day if you are not careful. So a meal is ideal. Stick to a meal.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so, plan cheat meals. Recovery days are also good. So, especially if you are the type of person who tends to just jump right in and try to do, 5 to 6 days a week right off the gate, you've got to take some time to recover. You've got to take some time to kind of allow your body to
Recover.
I mean, yeah. I'm trying to think of another word for it.
Heal.
Heal is a good word.
A recovery day is an off day, but don't think of it as an off day, especially for people who have that all or nothing mentality. They want to work out every day.
Right.
But you need those days off so your body can heal, and you're actually still burning calories in those days if you are lifting weights and doing HIIT and different kinds of workouts that promote that extended period of time where you are still burning calories. But you have to heal your muscle tissue in order to actually see progress too.
Right, absolutely. And then, so we have baby steps, build a routine, deliberate exceptions. You have to have deliberate exceptions. And then...
manage your environment.
Managing your environment. Yes. So how do we do that? How do we manage our environment?
Remove temptation.
Okay. So if you're not going to have, or if your cheat meal is not scheduled until Saturday, don't go sit in the break room with the 2 boxes of donuts.
There are things in your life and your environment that you can control. For instance, when you go to the grocery store, they say don't go hungry. It is true. Do not go hungry. You will end up with cookies and all kinds of things
that are delicious.
Well, I think healthy food's delicious too, but that's a different topic.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
You'll end up with things that will just sit in your pantry and stare at you every time you open it.
Yep,
and
absolutely.
Temptations, especially in the beginning, are very hard to break. It's like, for instance, somebody who's trying to quit smoking, they can't be around other people who are smoking. They can't still have a pack of cigarettes laying out and say, I quit, it's just going to sit there, or have a lighter around. These visual cues are temptations.
Yep, absolutely.
They will make you, that your brain is wired to see that and then connect it to the action. So, and if you see something, you're going to want it.
Right, absolutely. How else do we manage our environment?
Use constructive reminders, or they call them nudges.
Nudges. Okay, so like this?
Don't do that again.
Like, hey.
I'm gonna nudge you out of that chair. Okay.
I was nudging you. I was reminding you.
So they say, like, put pictures or quotes up around your house, or for instance, on your fridge. So people will... Sorry, I got a question.
Do you recommend doing different workout daily? Awesome. Good question. We will answer that at the end. Got it. Okay.
It's a really good question. Thanks, Aunt Karen. So for instance, putting your goal up on the refrigerator. So if your temptation is food or overeating, then put your goal on your fridge or in your pantry. So it's that verbal reminder of what your end goal is, because temptations are really easy to take in the moment, but then every single time you regret it because you have this bigger goal. But when you're sitting there looking at the food, your brain wants that then. It's hard for you to visualize something that's in the future as opposed to something that's right in front of you.
Yeah. I was working with, Shelby says, yeah, that's true too. I was working with a client once, and actually what we did was set up, so like the notes that you were talking about. So like he needed to get up at 5:30 in the morning, but he would always hit his snooze button, and never get up till after 6. So what we did is we took a note, he took like a sticky note and put it over his alarm clock. So when he hit the alarm clock, he would hit the note and it would remind him why he needed to get up. And he wrote on the note card why he needed to get up. Obviously, it was about, getting healthy, losing weight, and so on and so forth. But the same idea. I mean, you can put that on your fridge. You can put reminders all over your house, almost like little goals of why you would or wouldn't do something.
I read online that somebody also put their scale next to their fridge just as a reminder too, because their goal was to lose weight, so they had their scale in their kitchen.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. It's like a bad reminder. I mean, like,
why?
Not bad, not in a bad way. Like, well, because I can just think, like, if I'm gonna go to the fridge and there's leftover pizza in there, and I'm like, ooh, you know what I mean? Maybe like I'd push it under like the dishwasher or something, so I couldn't see it.
Nobody listened to him.
I'm kidding.
Good Goodness, good gracious! This is now the Audra. This is now the Audra Trainer Talk Tuesday show where I give you great advice.
You know what? Goodness, good gracious. Her mother says that just like she does, and it's so adorable. Goodness, good gracious.
Is that how I just said that?
No, but I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying.
I know.
I know.
I'm just being a jerk. Another one is remove environmental stressors, meaning if I know Michael, he gets frustrated with clutter.
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 Yeah, I love clutter. You know what I love? I love
me.
I do love you, but I love piles of clean clothes. I love that. I'm in trouble.
Do you know what I love?
What?
Divorce lawyers. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Okay.
Some people aren't going to find that very funny. But I did, so that's all that matters.
Anyway, I found it funny. That's what matters. You want to remove stressors. So meaning if a messy home drives you crazy and it takes your mind off of the goal or what you're supposed to be doing, then just make sure that it's clean and it stays clean. And if you're too busy to worry about that and like multitasking becomes an issue, then have somebody help you, hire a cleaning service if you can afford it, right. That type of thing.
Yeah, and I would say too, like a lot of people are always like, you know, oh, I just get stressed out over trying to figure out what to eat. You know, that's simply taken care of by just planning ahead. Like you don't have to think in the moment. If you sit down, you know, once a week and just fill out your food log for the whole week, and then you know what you're going to have. Like it doesn't mean you have to necessarily prepare it all that day, but as long as you bought the food and you put it in your refrigerator and you know because you've already logged it, that's an easy way to reduce that stress of, oh, what do I grab because I'm starving? Because you've kind of planned ahead.
Yeah, and I know that really helps us too because I'll have a set grocery list and I go up and down these aisles. One time my cousin wanted me to go to the grocery store with her, so I went with her and not even thinking, just I have this habit. I go through the same steps, grab things. It's very organized. I hate the grocery store. I'm like in and out in 15 minutes is my goal. And so I'm going through trying to talk to her about healthy, not healthy, balance, and everything else. And I start to walk towards the dairy, and she's like, what about those 3 aisles that we just skipped? I didn't even realize that I skipped those aisles because I never go down them. It's like the frozen dessert aisle, it was the cereal aisle, and the cookie aisle. And I just don't go...
Stay out of the cookie aisle.
I don't go down them. Because if I bring them home, I'm going to want them. But
stressors. Temptations.
Yes, but that doesn't mean I don't eat them. I allow myself to eat them. I don't think that anything is off limits. Within limits, you can have anything. So, but once it's in the house, an entire box of cookies for 2 people, that thing will be gone if I see it.
Yeah. Well, it depends on what kind of.
So I don't even bring it into the house. I don't even go down those aisles. I don't.
Yeah, that's
I
a good
avoid
point.
that. Just. And I know sometimes I get frustrated too because I'm thinking, man, I'm so hungry. And I'm looking through the pantry and it's just all we have is healthy food in our house. And I'm like,
I just want something bad.
I'm like, dang it, I just really want a Pizookie. But what's great about that is we can leave our house to get a Pizookie and not bring it back.
That's true.
It's not, you have it there and you don't have to worry about bringing it back into your house and having that constant reminder, that stressor sitting there.
Yeah, I didn't even think about stressors that direction, but that's true. Because then you're constantly stressed about not eating it, but you could just not have it in the house.
Oh, I have another good stressor.
Oh.
Your scale.
Oh, yeah,
your
this is true.
Scale.
Yeah, if you're weighing yourself like every day,
do not weigh yourself every day, multiple times a day. Don't weigh yourself after you poop. Like, that's not necessary.
After you eat a big meal.
No! Yes. There is no reason. Once a week.
Yeah, at most.
If you are weighing yourself every day, that is just absolutely too much. And it doesn't show true progress because so many things affect weight change on a daily basis that it'll just cause you to get super frustrated if you see your weight fluctuating like this. And that's natural. It's natural. Water weight, salt intake, glycogen stores in your muscle tissue. So many things affect that you don't even know about. And if you watch the scale and one day you drop drastically and the next day you're back where you were, but you ate healthy, you're so confused.
Well, then you're going to automatically try to adjust, and it's
not necessary.
It's crazy. Yeah, completely unnecessary.
Right.
So, how to create discipline. Baby steps. build a routine.
Deliberate exceptions.
Deliberate exceptions.
Like cheat meals and recovery days.
Right. And then managing your environment. Mm-hmm. Those are the 4 tips that we have for you on creating discipline. Creating discipline is absolutely important because if you're not disciplined, you won't reach your fitness goals. You won't reach any goals, really. If you're not disciplined on that goal, you won't reach it because the motivation is going to come and go. It's going to be up and down. Some days you're going to wake up and want to. Some days you're going to wake up and not want to. But you just got to make yourself. So the question. We had a question. Let me go see if I can go back real fast and get the exact question. Okay, so the question today is, do you recommend doing a different workout daily? Legs one day, arms another, cardio, etc. And for how long? 30 minutes or an hour? Or what?
So, it depends.
It depends on the goal.
I would especially if you're beginner or advanced too, on what level you are. But
yeah,
I would say start full body.
Full body, yes.
If you're a beginner,
start full body.
This is imperative, and start lightweight or body weight. This is to train your nervous system. This is something that you have to do prior to actually getting into training your muscles. You want to build your nervous system first.
Right.
This also builds like the mind-muscle connection there.
Larger.
So you can concentrate on firing the correct muscle when you're doing the exercise, as opposed to firing auxiliary muscles, secondary muscles to help you in an exercise.
Yeah, doing a full body routine in the very beginning is much better because it's not going to overload one muscle group. So it's not like you're going to wake up the next day and not be able to walk or not be able to lift your arms or not be able to wash your hair or whatever.
Maybe if it's like your first time ever really lifting.
Well, yeah, but I mean, not like as if you just do a full day of upper body. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be nearly the same as far as the soreness is concerned.
And then as your body starts to get used to that, then add in weights. And then when your body gets used to that, start to do breakdowns, upper body, lower body. And then if your goal is more like bodybuilding, muscle toning, that kind of thing, then break it down even further. That'll help. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think the best thing just in general is to start with a full body routine for about half hour, 45 minutes, and then do whatever cardio you're going to plan on doing. I wouldn't do over an hour a day total. That's with the weights and cardio. So your full body routine and your cardio, hour tops. 3 to 4 days a week to start. Wouldn't you say?
To start, I would say even 2 days a week starting is good. Just
2 days
that baby step in building that routine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Especially in the very beginning. Excuse me.
That's true. I mean, 2 days a week though would be like just a couple weeks, like 2 to 3 weeks. It wouldn't be like a month or 2 or 3 months. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. So.
But even outside of just the workout for 30 minutes to an hour, you want to make sure that you are being as active as you can throughout the day.
Yeah, just living active. Being says full body, meaning treadmill, then circuit, then elliptical, then advance with time. Full body would mean, so like if your gym is set up with like a little weight circuit, it would be going through each body part, at least one exercise per body part of weights, and then do your cardio, which would be your elliptical, your treadmill, or whatever.
So like lifting legs, back, chest, biceps, triceps, abs, glutes, that kind of thing.
Yes.
That full body.
And with sets, so you're going to do like 2 to 3 sets per exercise. So like your 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions, one exercise per body part, so a leg, a back, a chest, a shoulder, an arm, and then move into your cardio routine for that day. And that could be the other half hour, it could be 20 minutes. I wouldn't do more than an hour total. So.
And even with cardio, you want to start small too. A lot of people especially women, put an excessive emphasis on cardio, and it's not necessary to spend an hour doing cardio.
You're welcome.
An hour straight doing cardio. You'll actually get more benefit from lifting weights than you will cardio, because lifting weights burns calories over 24 to 48 hour period of time.
Right.
Whereas when you're doing cardio, unless it's a HIIT cardio, high intensity interval, like sprints, full out sprinting, you're just burning the calories in that moment.
Right. Yeah, that's true. So, kind of wrap everything up. The main focus here is creating discipline around your routine, creating discipline around your life to make sure that you're living a healthy lifestyle. Because living a healthy lifestyle is the only thing that's going to ultimately allow you to reach those long-term fitness goals. Anything
Sounds
else?
Good. No.
Awesome. Have a good night.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.